Hey BookTube, how's it going? Yes. Here's a little fucked up. I gotta get the back done today by someone who is behind me, preferably, since I don't know if you know this. Other tubers might know this, but when you're recording with your FaceTime camera on iMovie, everything's backwards. So this hand that's on the right side of my body is being shown on the left side of my face in front of me. So when I'm like, everything's weird and crazy. But that's not what I'm here for today. I am here to talk about writing because I got some writing done yesterday. And I learned a valuable lesson that I would like to impart on you. For the last couple months, I have been trying to take a story that I started writing when I was 16 and finish it. And it's not that that story isn't good. It's just that I'm not into that story right now. I'm a completely different person. I'm older, I'm wiser, things like that. But so what I basically want to do is talk to you about how to write your story when your story isn't working for you. Now, if I was if I was one of those cool AuthorTube writing channel help people, and I was like had the patience or desire, I almost wish I did, to make one of those cool little thumbnails. So you'll see and it'll say how to write a story you don't want to write, and I'd go, and that would be like my face off to the side. That's what this video would be. And that would be really cool. And I'm not making fun of those people. Those people are great. Especially that chick that's like, all right, now shut the fuck up and listen to me. That chick. She's kind of funny. But, so basically what I did was I've had this character that I've loved ever since I made him up when I was 16 or whatever. And the story, because I was reading stuff like Lord of the Rings when I was putting this together, it was super epic. Like, just a super, super fucking epic grand scope thing. And because I didn't understand story structure that well when I was in high school, like all of the outlines and stuff I had for it were like okay parts of stories, but there was tons of stuff missing. Like my outline would go from point A to point E, and skip B, C, and D, you know. And so I was constantly trying to, like, going through the notes I have now, I was constantly trying to go through and try to make that middle part interesting, because like in my notes it said he walks from here to there, and like when I look at the map, here to there's like 2 weeks walk or something like that, with absolutely no information in there. So I'm like, oh, okay, like this needs to, like something needs to happen here. So basically, what I ended up doing, just because I wanted to write something with this character, who, by the way, his name has changed like 50,000 times since I was 16, but right now it's Hackek. And that's like, people are, oh, that's fucking hard to say. But it's Hackek. It's like Hackek. You know, no big deal. Anyway, so Um, I got tripped up on his name. Hang on. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, after watching some of the litmus videos, especially the one on Flash Fiction, um, I decided to um, kind of just throw something together just to see um, how my character is and how my character would react in a situation. So going in knowing I was going to write something like under 1,000 words just to see what Hackett would do, I um, wrote this story about him um, just going into a cave to find this diamond orb kind of thing. And that's all it was. Like, um, his like senses, like what he saw, what he smelt, what he heard, what he felt, um, like if he could taste the air, the dampness in the air kind of thing, and how he reacted to all of that. And then when he came across this diamond orb that was like glowing, like what did he do? What would he do? Um, and then like the cave walls narrowed in a little bit. So how would he traverse that? Because like I know his backstory. I've known it ever since I've known him. So I'm just like, what the fuck would he do? Like, what would he do? So basically, what I'm saying is, um, take a if you have a character and you have this giant fucking story you've been working on, and I did this with Hank Bradshaw too, when I was working on Dead Dame Walking, I wrote um, Dead Dame on the Floor, The Code, and what was the third one? I wrote another short story on the in between times when I didn't know exactly how to get him out of a certain situation. Um, and in the past, I've never ever recommended this. Like, my recommendation is usually like write the story until it's done and then go do other shit. Um, but doing these little character study things, I think, is a completely different thing. So, if you're stuck in a story, um, that you eventually do want to finish and you really love a character that you're working with, but the story just isn't working for you or with you, just put them in any kind of situation, him or her. Um, Even like put them in like a TV show. Like, go to an episode of your favorite show. Let's say you're 90 years old and your favorite show's I Love Lucy. Um, Put your character smack dab in the middle of an episode of I Love Lucy, and how would that character work its way out of that situation? Um, how would your character react if all of a sudden your warrior from Venus is now inside SpongeBob's pineapple under the sea, in Bikini Bottom? Like, what the fuck would happen then? Just do little things like that. And try it. And I'll give other little things that I do every once in a while. I might do another one right after this. I don't want to put too much information into this because I want you to actually try to do this. Like, right now, stop what you're doing, put your character in a completely different situation, and just write like 500 to 1,000 words about it, okay? So I'll be back in a couple secs.